it's gone through who knows how many different remodels over the years. It just, we really don't have a clue. So then the basement, we had to rebuild it. I mean, it was really flimsy, and so we put this in to try and clean it up. So then what we're gonna do down here, the basement is in really incredible shape. So this is the old cistern. And so what we do, we're painting it, we're gonna level out the floor, washer, dryer, laundry tub, and well tank is gonna go in here as a basement laundry room. So we wanna do that. We thought it was a good use for that, so we're gonna put the laundry room down here. The plumbing is all gonna come down here and it exits out here. But this basement was really in very, very good shape. These are the original, what I believe to be tamarack logs, the floor joists. And they're solid, they're not chewed up. A lot of times you get into buildings like this and they're full of powder beetle. And what that powder beetle does is it gets in there and eats the insides out, and they're like talcum powder. You can literally crush them with your hands. But this is not. There's very little evidence of any bug damage and stuff like that. This is where I think that original wood oven used to be. This is a tremendous foundation here for no reason. It's on the end of the building, and I think up above there used to be the old summer kitchen kind of wood stove, or not wood stove, but the brick oven that they used to have in these places. And I think that's the remnant is what's here. So when the house was originally built, the basement was only this 3 foot. And then somebody decided that they wanted to do a dig, so they come in here and they dig in here, put another foundation inside this, and then poured this all in there. And this is high and dry. We dug for septic, and we were down 15 feet into pure sand. There's never been any water problems here. It's high and dry, and like I said, when I saw this basement, that sold it, because this basement is as solid as anything I've seen on an old house ever. So
these supports were here?
Somebody put those in there. Yeah, well, you got 14 foot logs here, and it might have been a good idea at the time, but at some point in time, Ward, that was his name, Ward Syriac, he came in and put in all these additional supports. So that's what makes the first floor really very solid.
Where do you think these 14-foot logs came from? Here?
They're probably not very far away. They had the sawmill, but this was actually built before the sawmill. So I don't know. There were tamarack swamps all over Washington County, and they used to use the tamarack for the floor joists and the rafters and things like that. So I think that's where it all came from. But it's been high, it's been dry. There's no evidence of any kind of rotting or bug damage. Like I said, I had figured this was going to be a deal breaker, but I came down here, and this basement is beautiful. It's just a beautiful basement, and it's dry as a bone. So we're really impressed. The one thing it did have is it had 150 amp electrical service. Lamp cord and BX and Romex and everything else. But so we were able to just put in the new box. We're going to do 200 amps in here, which is equal to any new house that you could possibly find. So.
Any etchings or names or?
Nothing. There really wasn't. We didn't find anything in here. We found a bunch of old whiskey bottles stuck up in the barn. Those we took home. And actually, there's some interesting bottles there. There's some whiskey bottle from New York, which has quite a history. And Rebecca looked it up on Amazon, and they're selling for like $300 a piece, because it's some company with a real history out of New York. So there was a couple of whiskey bottles and a couple.
And what is this?
That was a sump pump that has never been connected. There's never been any electrical for it, and it's high and dry.
You said this used to be a grocery or a hotel, you think?
It was a general store. Syriac said it was a general store, and that was in that article. It was a general store. I believe they said it was a stagecoach stop for a while. And then Syriac had it. It was for 9 people lived in this house without plumbing. And, you know, that's about it. There's not an awful lot of information that we've found on it. But, you know, the general consensus is it was a post office, it was a general store, and it was a stagecoach stop in its history. That's the information that I've got. Now, you know, we've tried to verify any of that, and good luck with that, because there's just not a lot of records on it. But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.